Hi there, welcome to the Noah Presgrove case. Today we got quite an important sub-mystery to reflect back on in regard to Kathy Bingham, private investigator, interviewing a witness that was near to Terrell at the casino at some point post-death of Noah Presgrove, whether that be 2023 or 2024, in regard to a particular person who may have had Noah Presgrove's hat. As for the hat itself of Noah, it's a personal possession, which is a mystery itself in regard to where it's really at, because some of Noah Presgrove's family members say it's still missing till this day. And then if you get someone saying it was seen at a different place, it raises some eyebrows. But it's just not come up in discussion since. It's gone a bit quiet and flat. So I thought I'd bring it back round for today's focus and do more of a dedicated video about it. Even incorporate the maps if necessary, add on from there, and even just go back over some of my thoughts and ideas in regards to the case with Noah and how things ended up, because recently, over the last month or two, been focusing on in different themes and areas. I'm doing today's video to try and break it up a little bit, but I'm also doing it because it is possible, because certain named individuals that have come up have also come up on previous videos too, such as Kathy Bingham. So we're not drifting too far away, but we are focusing in on Noah Presgrove. Now, there are some important comments to look at, for example, last night's video, but I think that would be a little bit too repetitive at the moment. Maybe I'll save that for a separate day and get with the messy stuff there. In the moment right now, welcome to those watching the live premiere. If you want to share your reactions, feel free to make use of the live chat located on the right-hand side of the screen. And if you're watching on catch-up, and for anyone else, if you want to share your additional thoughts, be sure to drop a comment down below under the video. Let me know what you think. If you got any questions, and I can respond back to them later. And it'll help with spreading awareness of the video and the case in its own right. If you are interested in previous coverage by me, you'll be able to find those videos and the full playlist, top right corner where the I symbol is. And if you do want to support this channel in alternative ways, down below in the comment section, there'll be a pinned message by me with channel membership link if you want to join, and a PayPal link if you want to support the channel, in which, in terms of the percentage cut, it's only 4% compared to YouTube, which is 30 to 40%, so they're much greedier. And of course, the way YouTube has been acting with time, they don't deserve that much. And furthermore, with YouTube's lack of action, kind of like within this case, with people, it really says a lot, doesn't it? So we'll leave it there for that in regards to certain aspects, but let's just focus in with Noah Presgrove. I'm going to start off with some screenshots which you may be familiar with, re-jog people's memories as well, and there's the odd transcript as well, and just go through it bit by bit. So let's begin. What you're looking at on screen right now is the transcript from, I believe, the Partners in True Crime interview with Kathy Bingham. Now, it doesn't mention who is who, as in the names of the people talking, which is very disappointing, to be honest with you, but read it out anyway. If there's any missing details or stuff I can remember, I'll add it on for you for context. But it is an important area and topic, and it's just not been followed up on since. I'll probably do a poll. Maybe I'll start it right now and we'll see how it goes throughout the live premiere in the voting options, which is located in the live chat box. I'll probably do, this is the thing. When it came to the Partners in True Crime channel interview with Kathy Bingham, I never really bothered looking much into it, like how I did with other videos. Like Caden Pressey, Justin Roy. I just didn't summarize or analyze it. So if anyone wanted to see that type of style on that particular subject and area, whilst it's an old interview, it could be done now just to see where things are at. I'll do it as a poll and you can vote if you want and see how it goes, and maybe do a public poll as well on the channel page. We'll see. But what's mentioned here, can push your luck only so far. Have you heard anything about the casino? And then they say, yes, we heard something about the casino where an eyewitness apparently saw 3 of the boys who were at the party. Oh, is that so? Because from what I can remember, how it was mentioned at a different point, there was 3 guys in the bathroom of the casino, which is south of Tyrrell, the town. And as well, it was only one of the guys to be confirmed to be from the party. But anyway, Noah Presgrove's hat, they were at the party, take Noah's hat and put it into the transcript is terrible. It's not word for word, is it? Resembled Noah's hat. Let me be clear. And put it into a trash can. Yes, in the bathroom of the casino. Yes, I am actually working on that now. I have waiting on a call back. So this is Kathy Bingham speaking. I mean, that's very suspicious to me. Yes, so I'm hoping they still have the video, CCTV footage, so I can go look at it if they will allow me to. If not, then we'll have to go and probably get a search warrant if they still have the video. Was the video ever found, recovered, or what? Yeah, I'm hoping they still do. I don't know how long they keep those videos, but have you talked to the person who made the statement? Yes, I have. Okay, did she know who those individuals were? Did she recognise them? She recognised one of them for sure. Okay, so we have something. Have you actually have an eyewitness? Yes, and an ID. Right, there's very broken up language and wording, but if we move on, because I did do a video about it at the time, and it actually triggered a response from the supposed eyewitness called Kayla Carter, supposedly not related to Brooke Bounds Carter. This is a different individual. Kayla Carter says, how do I contact you? It's important. And I responded at the time. Insta, Twitter, it's available on the channel page. Did Kayla Carter ever follow up on it? No. Did they complain though? Yes. And we'll see that on the next one. Kayla said at the time, and this is months ago, take that in mind, I'm the female who saw, and I worked there. So I clean the men's and women's bathrooms. What you said about the hat is all wrong. This just goes to show how easily information can be twisted. I believe the reason why Kayla said the information was wrong and I got it twisted, because I worded it based off what the transcript was saying. Out of the 3 guys, one of them had a hat that resembled, which looked like Noah's, and then they put it in a bin, trash can. Kayla, who's the supposed witness, said no, they didn't put it in the bin or the trash can, they placed it on top of like the lid. Right, well that's great. But to kind of like word it or imply that, see Raf, this is how it can go wrong, you got it wrong, you're the problem, you've misinterpreted it. No, it'll be Kathy Bingham then that got it wrong based off what Kayla's referring to here, or was in a different comment section, right? I couldn't find the other comment by Kayla. I don't know where that ended up going. But it's just how it works. I'm the female. Okay, good for you. I mean, I could identify as a silverback gorilla, but I don't make a big song and dance about it. The bathrooms. The mention of the cameras as well. There's been a few questionable stuff about that. But it's very broken up and fragmented, right? There's not enough coverage about this particular event, moment, and they still didn't reach out to me till this day. So could it have been that important if they couldn't be bothered to reach out? Did it fall flat on its face? Who knows? But maybe we can just go onto Google Earth right now to continue our discussions. The one thing that does interest me about this little mystery on the sideline is it has come up in other conversations as well when it comes to the casino, as you see here located, which will be a few miles away from the party house, a direction where was anyone really going in on the day? Well, not so much that this location links to Noah Presgrove's death, nor does it link to the time of the party, but more so onwards later. The only exception, and this is what the interesting part is when we heard that reference about a friend speaking on behalf of a witness on Facebook, saying how a woman was going south towards the casino And when driving down the highway up this way and passing by the area of Noah Presgrove's body, at some point at around 5 in the morning, she was shocked or scared by a side-by-side that appeared out of nowhere. What was it doing? Who knows? Why was it there? Is it linked to party goers? You would think so, because of the timing, because of the type of vehicle, and what was associated to the party house, but no identification of who was behind the wheel. So it is a bit of a mystery still, but once again, it's just a mystery overall, whether it truly existed or not, because you've got a witness who can't even be asked doing the talking, but a representative, a friend, speaks on behalf of them with limited details. It's pretty useless, if I'll be honest with you. But the timing of 5 in the morning, heading towards the casino, because that's where they worked at, it makes you think, it's not guaranteed. Is there a small chance of that woman, the witness to the side-by-side appearing out of nowhere on the highway, are they the same witness to who saw at a different point in time the 3 guys in the bathroom with what appeared to look like Noah's hat? Just interesting how the casino has been brought up on 2 different occasions. The one down here, and we'll just go to street view level so you can see what it looks like visually. I mean, has Noah Presgrove ever been here personally with friends, with family? Not that it would matter that much, because Noah was nowhere near here at the time of his death. But you could interpret it from what Kathy Bingham had said in the past, that one of Noah's personal items ended up in this casino. And 3 guys who may have been from the party. But who could those guys be? Texas boys, or familiar named faces, what we've heard of many times by now? Never really was explained. Not really come up since. A lot of questions regarding a small section within the case. A mystery within a mystery. And you'll see that crop up time and time again with different cases out there. So if there was a personal piece of Noah's possession, which was hair, and it was placed on top of a bin or put inside of it, where did it then end up? See, if there's no more updates on this particular mystery or section of the case, then you could possibly say it was a load of BS to begin with, and it meant nothing. The other way you could possibly counter it more so and get faster progression would be to try and find out down other avenues whether the hat was actually returned back to any family members. Do the police still hold it? Did the police ever release it? I'm surprised Noah's family haven't directly reached out to police in regard to all the different items, like the golf bag, the golf clubs, Dalen's, Noah's American flag shirt, Noah's hat, Noah's wallet, Noah's Adidas shoe. They might have been returned, but certain members of the family that have spoken online have said they don't know it, not heard or seen anything, so they presume it's still missing. Could be a breakdown in communication, or there could be a deeper mystery to it. And if certain items have never been returned back, but they were elsewhere and scattered about, why? Why scatter them about? Why would anyone take Noah's hat? What, to use it as a memento? Let's just say if it was true, but at this casino, that there was guys from the party at a later point in time visiting with Noah's hat. The one, or the people that have it, are they the same ones that are responsible for Noah's death then? Or that they know what's happened and they're not too fussed or bothered about it? You could say on the sideline, an innocent side, one of the boys may have had Noah's hat as like a memento, a form of memory, and that's all, as a form of comfort and honouring their friend, maybe. But you can interpret it in many different ways, and be sure to leave your comments and thoughts down below, because it's just very weird. Considering it's Kathy Bingham that brought it up in the past, and ever since not much has been added, and in between Kathy Bingham, when Caden Pressey's leaked interview with police was released, and then Kathy turned on Caden and questioned Caden there. It got very messy. Maybe some things got completely forgotten about. See, if you're still here during this live premiere or joining late, you know, there should be like a voting poll option, and if not, maybe on the channel page about looking back at Kathy Bingham's full interview and doing some kind of summary analysis of it, if it's still available online. But even though you can question Kathy Bingham, whether it's truly true or it's been misinterpreted, could be a dud, false end, it's been dismissed, dead end, it should have been cleared up publicly ever since. It would have gone a long way that. No harm in debunking things and checking stuff off the list, but it needs to be done publicly so people are in the know about it and aware. So it isn't just fading away. Fading away is okay, but it never is truly solved, and it's just wandering thought in people's minds from time to time. But you can also follow up on Kayla Carter, that supposed witness, that woman at a casino who saw it. Has she taken action since? Has she done much, or is it just full of hot air? And then the final point about the casino in regard to the cameras. Previously, I looked about maybe some cameras in the car park lot which could say who came and who left at such and such a time. But as time's passed on since, they probably won't have that footage anymore, of course. But would they really have cameras in the bathrooms of the different gendered bathroom toilets? Or more so, would the cameras be facing near the doorways or the entrances to the places? Maybe. And in terms of like the bin itself, even if there was footage to prove or reinforce something, that bin, when it's emptied, long gone by now, where would it be at? A landfill, a tip site? If the hat was just put on top of the bin because someone had taken it themselves to wear, stolen it, was it put directly in the bin? And why? Why would you dispose of someone's hat in a bin? Trying to dispose of evidence, but then how far ago was it? And how far apart was it from the event of Noah's death? See, that's one thing that wasn't really explained clear enough by Kathy Bingham or the transcripts along the way, is that this witness saw it happen, but no mention of whether it was in 2023 or 2024. It's a little bit pointless in a way. But that aside, just transition on to briefly now the cause of death with Noah Presgrove. Just want to give you my refined thoughts, or straight to the point right now. As we know the location of where Noah's body was found, at least, in terms of cause of death, open to interpretation, of course, whether people like that idea or not. You've got to have that balance. But honestly, what I would say is if a person was to ask me right now, what's the cause of death, whether I be interrogated, it's like a forceful question, because I know people like to jump on top of me at times and, pounce and demand and, in an unnatural way. All I would say is at this moment in time, I can't reach a conclusion because there are things pending and I need to see it from a certain side to then come back to a full circle or to a better understanding. If there are things along the way which are very important and I need to learn from, I need to prioritise that first before I jump ahead. But it just so happens that some of the things that I need to look at or learn are pending, meaning they're not available at this moment in time, but they could be in the future. And once they are, I can get a better understanding of it. And then I can give a better conclusion. I know some could say, well, we want a conclusion right now. It just doesn't work like that. It wouldn't be good enough. Okay, there's been alternative points mentioned since about falling out of a vehicle, hitting the ground. Was it 20 metres? I can't remember the actual measurement used, but 20 something in units from the distance of where Noah may have landed and where he rolled and ended up on the side of the hard shoulder. Not everybody agrees with it. Okay, fair enough. But there's no harm in at least bringing it up. See, the alternative in regard to a murder, the only question that I would ask, if anyone can answer it, those people out there in the community that genuinely believe it's a murder, what is the motive behind it? Why would anyone murder Noah Presgrove? Is it one factor and theme, or is it multiple different reasons? Can anybody possibly pinpoint an actual motive behind it? Whether it's a murder or not, if it was a murder, what would be the motive? Do I have a motive in my mind? Well, based off Caden Pressey's timeline and account of things of what he witnessed or heard or saw with his eyes or ears, is that such as with Saturday going past midnight, going into early hours of Sunday morning, the argument between Noah and Jack, and supposedly Jack was the problem, for flirting with Noah's girlfriend at the time, and Noah wasn't aware and felt hurt by it. Fair enough. Noah on the receiving end of that, not really deserving of it from the looks of it. Why would Jack do something like that? Noah doesn't deserve death because of that when he's the one that's on the receiving end of a best friend going behind his back with his girlfriend. It doesn't make sense, does it? If Noah had done something bad or pissed someone off at the party, it still doesn't justify the death and outcome, but there is a bit of a motive and a reason behind it. But is it just one reason or multiple? And what theme is it? To do with girls, to do with jealousy, to do with competition, to do with a grudge, to do with long-standing grudges from the past? Can anyone actually explain it? I know a lot of people can jump on and say it's murder and it's foul play. But what's the reasoning behind it? What would be the reasoning and the motive? The only alternative point that I did mention was the possibilities that could it be a stranger, a passerby that somehow came across Noah, wrong place, wrong time. If it is a stranger or a passerby, that would more so be on the highway, would it not? But it would also mean Noah would have to be at the highway for it to take place if there was a murder. Kind of like a hitchhiking situation gone wrong, gone bad, but the reverse way around. It doesn't seem like Noah would actually walk onto the highway. If that's the case, then for a stranger, a mysterious person, dark individual, to take Noah out, it would mean the stranger would have to go on site the property and the land. And would they really do that? Not as likely, no. The only other possibility is that because it came down to the party itself and how it was hosted, welcome, open, invites online, anyone can come on down, you could attract anyone, right? How many of the 40 party goers were clearly identified, named and labelled, right? We've heard the familiar names, and that could be a count of maybe 10 to 12 people, familiar faces. Then how many of the remainder are Justin Roy's family, about 6 to 10? And then how many are remaining from the Texas boys? How many in total? If we're adding it up to 40. Are there still any unknown, unnamed individuals to this day, which are a bit of a mystery? If anyone knows that, makes you think in a way. So, let's adjust that. There we go. And looking down there, very narrow road. So, the reason why I suggested a stranger being responsible for taking Noah out is just for that little bit of balance to put into mind that there's always the unexpected, whereas people can focus in on certain areas. Just acknowledge the other outcomes as well. And if a party does welcome anyone could come on down. Someone could be in the area. Someone could be minding the business in the background. The key element is in regard to Noah walking away. That's when the death occurred. No exact time given. But because of Noah isolating himself, makes him more vulnerable. And that's what's unfortunate. Noah has supposedly wandered off many times in the past from Caden's account and Jasmine Milan individually. Nothing went wrong then. But obviously, the more times you do it, at some point, something could go wrong in some way. I'm just pointing out vaguely. If you do have a party with people coming and going, a bit of a flow to it, and strangers as well along the way, if Noah did somehow bump into a stranger like that, an exchange of words, a conversation, a misunderstanding, who knows, or the person's in a bad mood, or a straight up bad individual is nearby, and Noah is on the receiving end of it, and no one else is around, that's very unfortunate. But the only issue is, and I don't know if we'll refer back to it in a separate standalone short video, maybe we will, maybe we won't, in regard to what Robin Smith said. Do people remember Robin Smith when talking about either the comment about her saying it's a cold-blooded murder, or when she was agreeing with Brooke Bounce-Carter saying, no one could possibly do that to Noah, especially the friends, good people, not possible. Out of one of the two comment statements made by Robin Smith in the early days, she mentioned that there is proof, there is evidence that there was people or someone around Noah at the time of his death. Proof that Noah Presgrove wasn't alone at the time of his death. That sounds really interesting and also shocking, because you would think if there is proof of someone present at the time of Noah's death, then either they're the killer or they know something and they're not opening up. And for Robin to say that there is evidence of that, then someone or some people should have an idea in regard to who that person is then. Do you get what I'm saying? Why else would you say it? You would think by now, if there was evidence of someone present with Noah at the time of his death, then they would have seen something at least and explained it and given context, yet that's not happened. So that either means that they're just not talking, they're not speaking out, they're hiding, you don't actually know. But for Robin to at least know that there is evidence, someone would have had to have got that evidence in the first place, and only when you've got evidence it will reveal a bit more context behind who could be there, who's present, names, faces. And yet, despite that claim, the case is still ongoing. So unless it was misinterpreted, unless it was like a false lead or some kind of, I don't know, it's just maybe a misunderstanding, because all I can remember is, when's the last time someone saw Noah? And that's been mentioned back when he walked away. Whether that be Jack, whether that be Avery, or more so Logan. One or more partygoers saw Noah walk away heading east. Any mention of people following after him? No. So that's really mainly the only last time when people saw Noah. And that's pretty much it. You see how it seems a little bit, feels like something's missing. But if Robin Smith says, well, no, there is evidence to say that Noah wasn't alone, at what point exactly? At the time of the death or just a bit before? Noah walking away from the party house and people witnessing walking away, Noah technically is alone and by himself as he's walking away himself. No one around him, just people watching from afar as he fades off into the darkness. The only other little mystery, and that would be Caden Pressey in one of the interviews. Maybe it was the police one or Partners in True Crime Part 1 interview, where Caden had said Sunday night or Monday morning in between then, when he was asleep, he was woken up by the likes of Colton, Newton, who's the other one? Travis, Monson, and a skinny guy, unnamed individual, that returned back to the party house to get alcohol. At what time did that happen? Did it correlate or cross over with the time of when Noah had walked away? If guys are returning back to the house, they'd be returning down this road, walking or more so in a vehicle from coming off the highway. Coming along, meeting with Noah who's walking down. Is there any possible chance, and it might seem unlikely, that as Noah is walking down that dirt road and if it is dark or somewhat dark, and the guys who are returning back to the party, did they come across Noah? Would it be some kind of conflict murder scenario? Would it be some kind of accidental outcome, but the guys just brush it off? This is the thing. The timing of it, the nature of maybe killing someone or accidentally killing someone, then the act of disposing, it all feels very psychopathic. I don't even know if that's a word, but psychopath-esque, with all these different people or outcomes and scenarios and thoughts of, oh, well, Noah was killed or accidental, and then the other people thought, shit, right, we might as well finish him off now and literally kill him. It just seems like full of psychopaths, but do we have hard evidence of that? No. It's just like theory-based, but the theories and ideas are along the themes of psychopaths and serial killers, which seems a bit extreme for partygoers of a younger age, or they have that mindset then. Well, you can get young psychopaths and serial killers, of course, but normally, like a serial killer, it's like at least 3 or 4 people over a period of time you have killed and continued on or remained undetected, right? If you just kill 1 person or 2 people, you're not a serial killer. So we've got to understand that by the definitions there. And as well, in regard to other parties in the past and right now and in the future, has there been any other deaths? Is there a pattern and theme there? If there was a pattern and theme of it happening over time, then you could definitely think that there is more chances of murder and foul play in the Noah Presgrove case based off that. But it's like a one-off occasion, once in a blue moon, if not just a one-off completely, then you'd be thinking, less likely to be a murder, less likely to be foul play, just based off that measuring tool. But I thought I'd just bring it all back in there with the different conversations and discussions. Somewhat simple, but if you've got any questions or you want to answer any of the questions which I've listed or discussions, you can do so in the comment section below. Hopefully you found the video somewhat interesting. If you do want to hit the like button or share the video so more people get to see it, that'd be appreciated. Previous videos playlist top right corner, comment section down below. Also, last thing, I have noticed a bit of pattern in recent time. I don't know if there's been an illness going about, but a couple of people, viewers here and there, have mentioned about being ill or worse off, which obviously isn't good. So I think that applies to Melanie Fagan to an extent, applies to skimmed milk, and it could apply to some other people in between. So get well soon, and hopefully it's not that bad. And we'll leave it there for now in regards to the video. I'll see what needs to be covered next or go back over in terms of older screenshots and text, because things do fade away and they don't get solved or they don't get debunked. And that's unfortunate. So they do need to be brought back into discussion once in a while. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. My name's Wally Raff. Goodbye. Good night for now.